Good morning, Nacogdoches, and welcome to Easter at the Coliseum, the 21-day devotion countdown. My name is Pastor Noel, and today is day 3, Wednesday, March 22nd. I invite you today to read Matthew 10, 16 through 42. Then click over to our devotion guide and go through the 3-2-1 Easter prayer plan. Now, let me give you a little overview of what you're going to read today in Matthew 10. Jesus here is giving a sermon. He's giving instructions to his disciples for how they can carry on the ministry, the work of the Lord, the sharing of the gospel, even when he's not around. He begins by giving them a warning. He says, when the gospel goes forth, there will always be resistance, and often serious resistance, but he has a promise to them. He says, if you will keep on, that the Father will give you the wisdom, the strength, and the words to persevere to the end. Now, that was important for the disciples, and it's important for us today, because just as they faced opposition, so we face opposition. The gospel always faces resistance. We shouldn't be surprised when there is an adversary. And if you're a church leader, whether it's at First Baptist, where I serve, or some other church, listen, we must not forget the words of Christ, and we must not be deterred when we're sharing the gospel, spreading the good news through the ministries of the church. Well, then Jesus, still talking to the disciples, he challenges them to be bold, fearless, and unashamed in their testimony, in their witness. And he does that 2 or 3 different ways. See if you can pick them up as you read. And then finally, Jesus ends by saying that there is a great reward for those who encourage, support, and bless those who are doing the work of the Lord. There is so much in Matthew chapter 10 that it's hard to take it all in just with one sitting. But let me focus on one verse that especially stood out to me today, and that would be Matthew 10:28. It's a familiar verse, but maybe there's something here that you've not thought of before. Jesus said, "Don't fear those who kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Rather, fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." Well, the verse is pretty plain. It's easy to understand. But I think it's interesting here to notice that Jesus doesn't say not to fear because he'll protect us from all harm. He doesn't say don't be afraid because you'll always come out on top. He doesn't say don't be fearful because you'll always be victorious or you'll always win. No. In fact, Jesus acknowledges here that your adversaries may win. He says they may kill the body. You may not prevail. God may not come through with some miracle at the last moment. God may not protect us from harm. He may not protect us from loss. He may not protect us from defeat. But what Jesus says is that there's something more important than how things turn out in this life. In the end, it doesn't really matter if we win or lose here and now. In the end, all that matters is eternity and the glory of God. So he says, don't fear those who can kill the body. No, fear, honor the one who holds eternity in his hands, because that's what's most important. See, if we make the Christian faith about being victorious in this life, then we have made it into something that it is not. It's okay if we don't win. It's okay if we don't come out on top, because we are living for something greater than our temporal lives. We need to make decisions. We need to make decisions that prioritize eternity over prosperity, that prioritize discipleship over leisure, that prioritize taking a risk for the gospel instead of playing it safe, that prioritizes the glory of God instead of the approval of man. There is so much in Matthew chapter 10. I hope this has been as big of an encouragement to you as it has been to me, and I hope you will join me tomorrow as we continue these daily devotions in preparation for Easter at the Colosseum 2023.